Good morning, everyone. Like you guys all start getting in here. Good morning, guys. What I want to do today is talk about fillers. Since I got this project out that we started yesterday on Workbench Wednesday, there's a couple things that I wanted to show you guys about stuff that I use. Let me get out a tray real quick. Alright, guys. Get this out of the way. Alright, today, like I said a minute ago, since I'm working on the Mustang project, I want to talk about fillers. We have different things out there to do a filler, and there's Gothic had mentioned that, you know, there's certain products that sometimes we may use wrong. Since I build a lot of stuff with resin, I should say since I do a lot of stuff with resin, once I sand a bunch of stuff down before I get rid of it to anybody, I keep the resin. This right here, I'm going to show you guys the difference. This right here is baking soda. That right there would be baking soda. Where I come from, we use it for food, to keep the refrigerator fresh, to make rock cocaine, and I use it for body filler because I do not participate in cooking or in the consumption of a controlled substance. So, for me, it is a body filler. When I make my resin parts and I go to, and I sell, sometimes I wouldn't say sell, but when I make packages or whatnot, you know, I usually sand all mine off, and plus all the stuff that I keep for myself is, this right here is the resin dust. One is very fine. If you look and you know, one is very, very fine. If you've ever used baking soda for anything, one is very, very fine. Get that right there all cut up. Well, the resin is not, it's lighter. And believe it or not, the resin is lighter than the baking soda. The baking soda is finer, but you see that? But the resin is lighter. So depend upon what kind of stuff you're working with. Now I use that and just regular super glue. And once you put the super glue down, and then you sprinkle this on top. Just, you know, do a little bit of sprinkle like that. It turns to a solid, and it is great. The wagon that I sent to the N&L had no body work in it. It was all done with super glue and baking soda. Now for Mike Mullen, for my buddy Mike, his trucks, because I needed a stronger bond. On these, because Mike is planning on making a few resin molds, so that way he has a few ideas, and he wants to resin cast these, I believe. I used the resin back into it, because the resin is going to be a stronger bond, because he's going to have to pull this back out of a composite mold, you know. And like, if you guys watch Sheldon, some molds are stiffer than others, so I gave this, I'm trying to bend this in half, so I gave this, this is filled with resin. Some of you guys might not do resin as much as I do, but this, like I said, this one right here is resin dust, and this right here is baking soda. And a lot of times our body fillers are expensive. A lot of the body fillers, like I like using I've tried to explain to you guys before, I like using this Evercoat Metal Glaze. Now it's a polyester. It is mainly, like it says, it's a finishing blending putty, but it's super, like, it's really, this bag here is kind of old, but it has more of an odor to it. And basically what I do with this one, this right here would be like a finishing glaze or whatnot, and it takes a 2-part hardener. It's not something that you'd use just for, this is something you'd use to finish it out. Some of you guys like to use the Bondo, the spot putty glaze. And what that is this right here is a chemical, reaction, and on the spot putty glaze, it's just, you gotta let it dry out on its own. Once I put an activator in this, it dries out. It'll start drying out in like a minute to a minute and a half, and then it gets solid in about 15 to 20 minutes. But this right here is basically like a finish, because it sands super well. I just made a mess, so let me clean something up real quick. Get that all out of the way. Alright. So, I'm going to show you what works best for me. I know I just watched a few videos where some of you other guys are actually using the sprue glue. I don't have a sprue glue at this time, but what you do is you could take what they call sprue glue is, that won't be a good example. Okay, this white one. I used a bump, you know, we build the model, and then all we have left is this sprue. And then what they're doing is they're cutting the sprue off every, you know, they'll cut the sprue down little, like so. You don't want to leave it long, you want it little bitty like that, and that what they're doing is they're letting it soak in a liquid glue, whether it be to my extra thin or Pro Weld. Here it is. I telling Clutch to slow down a little bit, and here it is. I'm rumbling off. It's that adult ADD, guys. I get excited when I'm talking about, you know, the models and stuff. So, and like Clutch and Gothic and some of the other guys have mentioned before, we have different symptoms that we all battle, even though we know how to deal with them. You guys that follow us may not understand. So let me slow down real quick. I even tell that to Pete on the telephone, and you know, to some of you guys I talk to on the telephone, I just get, I'm impulsive also, so I sometimes I start to overtalk when somebody else is talking. So just let me, I'm gonna slow down for a minute. I got a little excited. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how this works. And the beauty about using the baking soda and the resin, the baking soda is going to be everywhere. You can buy it in a small box for, you know, $1, or you can buy it in the great big old 20-pound bag for like 11 bucks. So we use baking soda, like I was being comical a minute ago, but we use baking soda in our everyday use. So this right here is readily available. This right here, that bag I showed you guys, it's $25, but it's a pretty big bag. And this right here is more of a contour. This right here is more of a building up of something. This right here, I use these two in a matter of trying to do my body work and stuff. This right here, I would only use this one if you're doing severe body work like I do with blending bodies and stuff like this. This right here is basically a really, really, really nice finishing putty. A lot of you guys have good luck with the spot putty, the Bondo Tube spot putty. Even my friend Paul Britlin, he really likes to use the spot putty. They can't really get it over where he's at. So I pick it up for him and send him some because he enjoys it. But I would prefer a 2-part mix. Now, the straight Bondo would be... The straight Bondo gets hot. Like if you, like this right here is metal glaze, Evercoat metal glaze. This right here is a finish. So if you was to use a real Bondo, say if you wanted to make the wide fenders and stuff on here, I would use a build up. I'd use a thicker composite like Bondo. That way it gets on there hard. What else we got? You can use Milliput. You know, you can use that, and that would be able to build up and give you your shape. This right here is too thin. That won't give you your shape. You'd have to put so much on there. So you'd actually need something stronger like a Milliput, body filler, or something like that. So what I'm about to show you is how I use resin filler. Now, is that a 2-part, Gilbert? Like, you know, like the Milliput is 2 parts. If you guys haven't never seen Milliput. Milliput is 2 parts. You take a part A and part B and you roll them together. They're pretty soft. You roll them together and then you get a solid out of it to use. Now, I've tried paper. What is that? Me and Christopher Lewis bought some of this, and we tried it. Now, to build shapes like the wide body stuff, my buddy Christopher Lou bought this. Now, it's a paper based, but it's like a brick. I didn't have good luck with this. And see, it's like a brick. And it's like a clay, but it's paper based, and when it dried, it was very porous. I didn't like it. That's why I still have a whole brand new thing of it. So what I do is I went and cleaned this body. Like we started this yesterday. And I got a little excited on this. Now when we started this yesterday, remember I was doing cuts and stuff? Let me see. Okay. Like when I started this yesterday, remember I cut all these out for the pillars. So what I did, I went back in there and redone it, and then it had the big old long drip lines and stuff. Well, all that is gone now. So what I did is I didn't do this seam right here, and if you guys can tell, you run your finger across and it gets stuck. You know that there's still a seam there. You guys see my finger getting stuck? Well, see, now I already did all this other stuff, so it's not getting stuck anymore. So what I do, it's really simple. I'll show you guys how to use this too here in a minute. So what's really simple is I take my glue. You can put it on a piece of paper if you want, and you can apply it both ways. Let me show you how I apply it. It is a mess. I recommend you having a tray like this. It's just an old meat tray. You can go to the meat department at your local groceries and ask them for a meat tray. Don't go to the local butcher shop, because I think they wrap their stuff in paper. You need to go to like you know, Price Chopper, Walmart, something like that. So one way you can do it is you can take your super glue, dip a toothpick in it, and then go take your glue right over the seam like such. Then what I do is I take it and I go back and forth. And all I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm getting glue forced into that jam. Now, granted, you could try to do this right here like this. Put some quick activator on it. But if you notice, it's falling into that crack. So if you was just to do that, you'd have to do that several times. But I'm going to go over here now. I'm going to take my baking soda. I'm going to rub my baking soda right over the top of it like this. And then usually I always keep Q-tips out. And then what I do is I'll take the baking soda and I run across the top of it like that. And if you can see, now the baking soda reacted with the super glue. And now it's filled up that seam. And then I take a sander and it's like that quick. You don't have to wait for the glue to dry. You don't have to wait for Bondo to dry. This right here is 80 grit. This right here is 240. Now you go back and you check your work, and no more catching. And that's why I like using the super glue and baking soda. If you look, it knocks down really easy. It stays in the crack. No matter which direction you go, there's no hang up. And then you go back in there and use if you guys have the UMP sanders, there's a setup. You start off with the white. And like you guys heard me say before, when you're sanding, you don't want to go in one direction because you'll create grooves and patterns, so you want to keep going back and forth. And then right there, and there you go. That's one way to use the baking soda. The resin works the same way. I just showing you guys the different things that I use. But the baking soda is going to be, you got to Always Save. You got Best Choice. You'll have Sam's Choice. You have a Hy-Vee brand. You'll have a Thriftway brand. You have Arm & Hammer. Baking soda is available worldwide, everywhere. Everybody uses it. And a lot of people say baking soda. Well, I never thought of baking soda. I also put headlights in here. So as of right now, I use a piece of crap plastic. I need to fix all that. So what you guys would choose is basically your choice. There's no right and wrong way to do a filler. This is just what I choose to do. It works for me. It's cheap. And like I said, it's rarely available. If there's some products that you guys use, and like Jay had mentioned, a Vallejo filler, none of the places I use or go to stock the Vallejo stuff. A lot of almost all my Vallejo stuff has come from Scale Hobbyist, and what I do is I have Pete order it for me because it's up in north, and then he gets it and sends it to me. And and it works just that quick. Just me sitting here talking to you guys, I fixed the little nicks in this side rail. This side rail right here. A little bit more sand. And it sands pretty decent. It does something to the CA glue, and it's just a chore to work with. I really enjoy working with it. And like I said, the best thing is consistency. I know exactly what to do every time I do it. I know it's going to work. I posted pictures of this on Facebook, and a few people think the roof is too tall. But if you look at the pictures I posted, where's my sheet plastic go? If you look at the pictures I posted, I just had a piece of plastic right here. Oh, hello, Sheldon. Dude, I know that Corvette Roadster gave you some problems, but man, it turned out slick. I really like it. Oh, okay, here it is. Here's just a small piece of plastic. But if you look in the car, the quarter panel goes up a little bit. So if I decide to do the quarter panel up, Chris, if I decide to go up a little bit with the quarter panel, the roof should be at the right height. And I just don't know yet. Right now, we've been talking about, I'm still deciding whether to put a B pillar in there or not. after looking some things over. And like I said, I got resin headlight buckets from Draft Design in there. So it's coming together. I'm going to do a few things on the hood and whatnot. I just don't know yet. So that's the baking soda part of it, guys. And like I said, you know, it's a strong bond. It ain't going to break. You know, here it is. I'm twisting the body. It's not going to break and snap. It's great, but it only works with CA glue. It won't work with Tester's tube glue. It won't work with Tamiya liquid glue. It's only a CA glue. So any of your CA glues. I never tried it with Gorilla Glue. It has a different composite breakdown. It's not just like CA glue. But for most of all your CA glues, if you guys can't read that, and then they just abbreviate it by calling it a CA glue. But there's that. Now let's get into the other body filler. I have this Regal I've been working on. Now, once you open the doors and you see all that, what's all going on, focus, there you go. You got to build some door jambs. So usually what I like to do is, this is where you'd have a bigger filler. So first thing you do is you'd want to draw your shape and whatnot, and then you put it in there, or you can start filling it up with the filler. The process that this takes to mix, this takes to mix and everything, takes a while. So you can, when you're doing your fillers and your door jambs, you kind of want to build it up first. And most of the time, you know, you want to keep it small and thin. So most of the time, what I do is I'll put tape along here, along the chassis, I should say. And then what I do, if I had my Bondo, which I don't have none on hand, is I'd mix up the Bondo and I can put it in these jams. And then since there's tape there, it'll break the bond. You break the bond, and then you can you know, sand all this out and then pull it in and out as you guys go. But this right here is something I need to get to, is actually building the jams. So maybe next week we'll work on that. We'll do building the jams next week on this one. I got Mark's cutlass. I got Mark's cutlass to the point where I can send it back to him. I got to fill in these two little small holes right there. And then, yeah, I seen that too, Duke. Now, when I first found out about the Molotow chrome markers, I was online and I seen a post about it. I got mine from artprimo.com, but then I went to look at the Molotow regular markers, and the regular markers are acrylic paint. So, but Hobby Lobby said they sold out of those, but I'm surprised they're getting the chrome ones back. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to finish out these two little gaps there, and then tomorrow I get to, I'll get this sent off to Mark. But usually how I fill those in, just the little spots like that, is this is where it comes in to have an extra stock around, like Clutch had been talking about. And basically all I do to fill these in is I'll take a piece of plastic and I put it right in there, make me a little cut. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. What kind of music do you guys enjoy listening to? I don't have music playing right now because of all the copyrights and all that crap they want to throw at you. But I've said if it's on the radio and it's already, if you're not trying to use it to sell something, I don't see what the big problem is. I had a YouTube video on playing a song that's on YouTube and they flagged it. I like Clutch. Clutch has his own song. 60s soul music? What is 60s soul music? John, you don't like polka. Hey John, where did Ethan get the model kit from? Duke, I didn't care for metal per se. My brother was into the metal. I've always been a guy that the beat is what I caught, and so I've always been into stuff with a bass line and stuff like that when I was younger. And then I started I don't know, I started liking more classic rock, 60s, 70s, basically the 70s, Styx, Kansas. Yeah, you know what, Darren? I really like the Temptations, and a lot of people laugh at me. One of my favorite songs is Papa Was a Rolling Stone. I really love that. What is his name? It was right, Bill Walters. I really like Bill. I really like those songs. Otis Redding was pretty decent. Yeah, Withers. Yeah, yeah. I like Grandma's Hand. And then Use Me Up was a good one. Oh man, look at my life. But here lately, man, I've been stuck on Neil Young, stuff like that. I don't know why that classic rock is getting me. My brother was always a big fan of Guns N' Roses, and I didn't take to him too much, and then he passed away, and now it seems like I find myself listening to the songs to have a connection with him, I guess. But it's kind of silly when your old classic rock that you would usually listen to would be Kansas, Styx, stuff like that. And now it's Guns N' Roses, Poison. It's like, those are those are our high school songs, and now they're classic rock. I can feel it coming. There's a guy I've watched some YouTube videos on here. His name is Daniel Mustard, and they said he was a homeless street man, and they picked him up, and people saw him singing and performing on the street. But man, he's got some really good music. He's copied Radiohead, Creep, and some other songs. But then he has his own songs, and man, that guy's pretty good. I like to listen to him sometimes when I'm building, but most of the time, I came in like a wreck. John, you must have been watching my forklift video. So just that quick, I filled in those holes for Mark, and I can get this returned in to him for shipping. So your big pieces, when you're doing fillers for big pieces, try to box them in first and then finish them out with a filler. Don't try to fill in the whole gap with the filler. It takes too long to dry, and then you put yourself in a precarious spot to try to get the body work out. So once Mark paints these all up, all that right there should be hidden. And I can get this right here, send off to Mark. Then I'm told Mark I'd make him up a little detail package, some detail wires and whatnot. Like I said, this right here was a giveaway for Mark for the UMP 30,000 subscribers. This right here was donated by Vision 124, ScaleWorld.net, and then myself, Mr. Mini Dreams. So we want to thank that. We have a good friendship with UMP, not UMP, the ISM guys. UMP is Paul Britlin's model company. Like I said, you know, I've talked about them before. My Sanders, washes, they got model kits. I still got to get those minions. They got some resin minions that look pretty cool. I just seen too, I don't know if you guys are into figures or not. I've been trying to open up the things I build, like you guys see me show the Reaper stuff that I was building and everything. But I saw today a 1/6 scale of Clyde and Clint Eastwood, and that is going to be sick, because Clyde looks very detailed. Alright guys, I hope you guys understand what I was doing with the filler, with the resin and baking soda, and the reactions you guys can get through using that. And like I said, I'll wash this here in a little bit. I'll give it a wash and see if there's any little small gaps and openings. Let's see. I have an SSR wagon body. How do I get the engine bay attached to the firewall? Let me see. That wasn't supposed to happen. Alright, you have this kit. Jason, you have this kit here, but you have the resin body. Okay, what your issue is getting the whole engine bay to fit. You're getting the issue where all this interior won't fit. Is that what your issue is, or is it just the firewall? Or is it just this firewall that won't fit? So if I have everything together, this is what I have. I'm trying to see where you're at. The firewall is attached to that. Okay. So all this, and it won't fit into the resin. What are you cutting this, Jason, or are you cutting the body? If I were you, let me see. Good eye, John. Good eye. Alright. What I would do, your resin's going to be thicker than this, Jay. So what I would do is you need to get you a cutting bit of some sort. Like here, I have all these different sizes for different applications. What you need is you need something that you can put into a Dremel. And like say I choose to use this cutter here. It'd take me all day to do it, but just to say I was using, put it in your Dremel. And what you want to do is go with your Dremel and go on the inside of that resin body and make you a little paths. It don't have to be the whole fender, but just go in here and do little paths over and over, so that way you can get until you can get the body to fit in there flush to where everything lines up. Because if it's too thick, like you're seeing now, it gets too thick, it's not wanting to go all the way up in there. And what that's also going to do, it's not going to let your chassis and everything go all the way up in there. And that's one thing you want to make sure you can get all up in there. So once you do that and you do this, just keep going until you can get it to fit like the kit would. And you just got to make paths. Usually what I would do sometimes when I'm working with resin, I've done it for a lot of people, you know, for extra little cash here and there. They're buying the Cadillac big body resins. And then what I do is I take the Impala donor kit that they're supposed to use, and I'll cut out all of this. And I put all of this back into it, so that way the kit windshield and everything will fit. It's a lot of work for somebody that ain't used to doing the body work and transfer stuff. But I would just take a cutting bit of some sort, or a sanding wheel, but I wouldn't want to use a big one. I'd want to use a skinny barrel. I'd like to use the skinny one, because by the time you try to get this big thing in there, you might take out way too much. So that's why you want to use something small, or smaller, so that way you can make little paths. So that's the best I can do for you, Jason. And I hope that helps or gives you somewhere to go to. But I would slowly take away all around the engine bay until you got that engine bay to work. I want to give you guys one last update too. A couple of you guys had comment that you couldn't find the products I was talking about on the hinging videos, and I went to my local supplier this morning, and you guys are correct. They've changed the numbers from the numbers that I was sharing with you guys. As long as you go by the size that I told you about on the hinge, you guys should be able to find it. Don't forget the size. You go by the size, because now this right here is 8100, and this right here is 80. This right here is 8100 now, and this right here is 8160. So I don't know why they changed the number. That right there is still the same. So I hope what I shared just now, Jason, will lead you back on your way. I seen you posted something right there. But what I recommend, bud, give it a try to sand around all that. When dealing with resin, it's always thicker than plastic, so you know you're gonna have to do some trimming to fit. Let's see what else we got up there. Yeah, I believe you there, Darren. I'm reading back through some of your comments, guys. Hello, Skylar. You're not working today? Hello, Jay. Yeah, take your time. Do a few passes. Maybe if you can eyeball it, I would go a quarter at a time. So like if you know your thing is this, you know, I know it wouldn't be this tall being a resin, but try to sand out a little bit like this, and then test fit, and then if not, go up a little bit more. Go a little at a time. Don't try to go clear up to the edge, because then you might take it up too far, because you still got to leave room for the motor and the hood to shut, and you know you got to have that distance there too. So just take your time with it. If you guys hadn't seen Sheldon's final video on his Corvette Roadster, he had a little bit of issues with the clear coat on it, he was saying, but from the pictures that he shared, it looks boss. And like Sheldon was saying, first issue was the hood and the way he had his motor set up, and then the paint. It was about to be to the point where Sheldon was going to chuck it, but he sat back for a little bit and he ended up completing it. And sometimes we all get a little frustrated when we go to building, and sometimes our own frustration caused the problem to worsen, because we're at that point now that we're mad, and sometimes we make it worse. And another thing about sanding, if you're sanding on an edge like this, like how I made a new drip, a new angle right here, when you sand on an edge, you always make sure you stay flat, and then always do the same thing all the way down. Don't just sand right here and then go over the top, because then that right there is going to be curved and everything else is going to be straight. Yeah, we seem to work. We seem to work better when our meds are good, don't we, Sheldon? They put me on... My wife was asking the doctor why they put me on an anti-anxiety medication, and I don't worry about nothing, is what my wife told him at the doctor's office. Why would I be on an anxiety medicine? And they said, well, your husband was explaining the kind of stuff that was irritating him and stuff, so we thought we'd give him the pill to calm down, or to not be so full of anxiety. I said, I'm not full of anxiety. I'm just at the point in my life I want people to leave me the F alone. You know, so, but they seen fit to put me on it, and I take it. I feel better. I'm not as irritated as I used to be. For some reason, man, I just get irritated and I'd blow up. My wife, my kids, people at work, and I used to not be that way. My wife is true. I used to not worry about a lot of stuff, but I don't know. We just had some things going on at work, and, you know, stress in the family and stuff, I guess. I don't know. But once they put us on our pills, we get better. I told the doctor, though, sometimes it feels like I'm a damn guinea pig, that they just keep, okay, well, let's do this, let's do that. So, it is what it is. I'm glad they got you fixed, Sheldon, because I know I feel a lot better. What... Like Jay, don't be afraid to ask. You guys just seen Jason ask his question, was something he was dealing with. If you guys ever need anything, once this video goes posted live, you can always leave a comment in the live feed. I'm more than willing to help. If I can't answer it, I have followers like Sheldon, like Lucifer, that can always help you guys. We got Chip. We got George Ramos from Vision 124. I got a lot of great friends that support my channel, and they're more than happy to help support you guys too on the things your guys are going through. If you guys haven't checked out Nick Ambury, he runs the Beach Bums Garage. He just released a new video today. He hasn't done a whole lot with YouTube, because there was we had a point where there was more drama than fellowship, and so he kind of walked away for a little bit, but he's posting a little bit here and there. Go over there and check out his newest creation. Even Rods and Custom Magazine seen his picture and made a comment about it. He built this neat little roadster. You guys just got to check it out. It's so cool, it's hard to even explain it. So go over there and check that out. And what else has caught my eye? Pappy's new video was up. Do you have Facebook, Jason? If you have Facebook, go over there and Mr. Mini Dreams over on Facebook. Okay, look up Mr. Mini Dreams, just the same as my channel, Mr. Mini Dreams on Facebook. Ask to join. I'll send you in there, and you guys that are part of my Facebook page already know you can post anything automotive or model related. I don't do profanity, I don't do nudity, I don't do racism, and I don't do religious. My page is basically for modeling. I'm a Christian man. I believe that the Lord died for to save me and all that. I don't need people to push their agendas on me or on the people that follow me. We all are grown men and we make our own decisions. So I don't let none of that stuff go on my page. Plus, I have my kids. They watch over my shoulder, so I control the nudity, and there's definitely no bullying. Every build style is accepted on my page. I'm there to help, and like I said, I got great support on my page to help. A lot of people don't do Facebook because of the political stuff and the harassments and stuff like that. But my page is dedicated strictly for the passion of building. And no matter what you build, your figures, planes, boats, you guys have been teaching me to brighten my horizon. My page is an outlet, and I have a few admins on there that I trust and believe in to support my my outtake on the hobby. So there'll always be a place for the model builder, no matter what you build at Mr. Mini Dreams. Just keep it clean, keep it friendly. There's a difference in creative criticism and bashing. We won't stand for the bashing at Mr. Mini Dreams. There's a difference. If we get in a conversation and you don't believe in my views, or on the way I do it, it's just like my videos. What I do might not work for you, Jason. It may not work for Sheldon. It may not work for Jay. But I don't sit there and tell Jay Henning that this is the only way it can be done. I don't tell Sheldon that if he don't build it my way, he's not allowed on my page. It's for everybody. We all have our own style. We all have our own building speed. Some of us enjoy out of box, and they build the best out of box ever. And then some people are like Sheldon and I, to where I can't touch it if it's in the box. It has to come off of my desk the way I see it, you know. And I want the best modeling community that I can have, and people know that they can go there without insult, without what should I say? You know, we got how the airplane guys. I like that airplane guys when they talk about the rivet counters. You know, the guys that build and say, well, this is wrong color, this is wrong seat, this is the wrong landing gear, the tire don't have no weight to it. You guys build what you like, you share what you enjoy to share, and I'm only there to accept everybody. Nobody woke up in this hobby and said, hey, today I'm going to be great. You know, we all worked our way up to being. I wouldn't have the support from the community if I didn't share what I do, and that's one thing I ask. Like the same way with the ISM guys. If you guys are into anything other than cars, the ISM guys, they have their page is full of everything, and then they're great friends. Thanks, Gilbert. That's Gilbert. You guys just seen post there, Red Dragon Model Works. This man can take these 6 colors right here, or 3 colors. Let me say these 2 colors, and I might use this for a washer bottle, and I might use this other one just for a highlight in a car that was blue paint. But Gilbert will take this blue and fades them in and out on a dragon wing or something. And it's amazing. And that's one reason why I joined other pages. One reason why I support Gilbert and the Red Dragon Model Works page and the Styrene Syndicate page. Because it's open to everybody. And they're teaching stuff that I won't be able to teach you guys. I can answer questions. I could do for you guys what I'm comfortable with, but pages like Gilbert's, the Styrene Syndicate, and stuff like that, when you have a community like ISM, Styrene Syndicate, you know, pages like that. We have several different group pages now. You have the Amigos, you have the TMD crew. The Tokyo Model Detective is, I get along with Darren really well. Darren is a great supplier from Japan. If you guys have anything that you can't get at your local hobby store, you can check in with them, with him. It's a one-man crew, so give him his time. But he'll find you guys what you need. And pages like that, you guys see stuff like I never really seen mech builds. I heard Darren talking about them. I've watched Gilbert build them, and man, I'm like, I gotta get me an MAK kit. You know, I need to get me, you know, something, an Android kit or something like that. And then to watch Gilbert do these Reaper Dragons, man, they're cool. Some resin stuff that Gilbert has. And then Gilbert does a live show on Facebook, guys, and he also does his regular shows here for YouTube. He does, you know, he'll share his airbrushing stuff. He shares all different kinds of stuff with us. Punch had mentioned yesterday that sometimes it gets not boring, but sometimes we get out of the routine of following somebody. I know for me, it's easier to follow somebody that I'm learning from, I should say, or they're catching my interest by doing stuff like this, doing the stuff that Clutch does. There you go, Jay. Yeah, some of the contests that me and Jay attend over the years, we've watched the politics run a man's attitude. Say Jay and I both go to the Street Machine class, and this is a new build I have there for this year. This is a new one I'm going to put in. And say Jay builds a car and I build a car, and then we have a third guy to build a car. Say Jay didn't mount his hood, all right? And say Jay didn't do any bare metal foil. I hinged my hood. I did some bare metal foil here and there. And this other guy, he puts his car in, and he has a flawless paint job, but no detail nowhere. I place first or second, Jay plays first or second, and we have these guys going up to the judges like, well, you know, his wheels are too big. The car sets too low. In real life, those wheels would never turn without hitting the body. And, you know, this, that, and the other. And that takes away from the hobby, because some of these guys get in there and then they start bitching about, you know, yay or nay. And me and Jay, we're going for the fun of it. I get to see what Jay's built over the year. He gets to, he gets to see what I built over the year. We shake hands. We wish each other luck. We have lunch. We do some shopping. And if you take the fun out of it, what's the fun in doing it? You know? Because sometimes a judge is going to go to the table, and it's sad to say, a judge is going to go to the table, and if he likes Mustang, if he's a Mustang fan, he's not even noticing the Pinto. He's going to go right for the subject, or a color, or a build style, you know. Yeah, there you go too, Gilbert. A lot of people, they don't like going to a show where the sponsors of the show or the club of the show actually get to enter and judge. To me, we should be judging the build. Somebody had made a comment the other day that they went to a show and they realized that the photographer was picking up the models, and instead of taking the model over to the photo booth to take a picture, he was looking for the name, and he was picking out certain people's cars and not certain builds. And, you know, that's something we can't, that's a prejudice that I've always had. We can't dictate what other people's outlook is on the hobby. But like Jay said, keep it fun. Keep it inspiring for others. If somebody else walks up to the table, Jay, what was it that you built? Jay, I think, took a 58 Impala. And me, I'm thinking of the 58 Impala. I'm thinking lowrider, Continental kit, crazy paint. Well, Jay has his where the back bumper is damn near on the ground. big old slicks, straight axle front end. And, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, Jay, I got to build me a straight axle altered, you know, or do something like that. And that's what I get from going to the shows. I don't get to go to the shows and start nitpicking and bitching about what somebody else did. I'm going to getting my creative juices flowing, picking up kits. Oh man, that was a signature, Gil. Like the Berenstain Bears, you know how there's always a paw print in the collection. Yeah, I'm the same way. And then, like Sheldon said, that's a true point, Sheldon. We've been to shows, and the only reason why I'm mentioning Jay, because me and Jay show together at the same show, so he can relate to what I'm saying. Yeah, the gasser, Jay. Yeah. And you'll see them. They'll go to the stock car class, like the circle track stock car class, the stuff like Sheldon likes to build, and they'll judge that class 45 minutes to an hour just to pick up first, second, and third. But then they go to the motorcycle class, and it's like, okay, there's 8 models here. I'll take the purple one, the black one, and the blue one for first, second, and third. And it's like they wasted no time. They didn't look at anything. It was just like boom, boom, boom. But then they get to a class that they really enjoy, and man, they'll sit there and they'll look at everything over and over. Hey, Tommy. Young Model Master is with us, guys. He's been getting a lot of shout outs this week. The kid showed a phenomenal weekend there at the chip show this weekend there in Cleveland, Tennessee. He's got a new shop card out. If you guys want one of his new shop cards, it features a very nice looking Ford Falcon. Contact James Schultz on Facebook or Young Model Master here on YouTube and pick up one of his new shop cards. He's got, when I was just talking about me and Gothic and Lucifer about having, you know, some medical issues, and we used a hobby to you know, chill out, calm down, and whatnot. James battles, he has some very strong health concerns, and the young man battles in and out of the hospital a few times a year. He just had a bout where they had to install a feeding tube to help James get some nutrition and some. The young man goes through a lot, and he is a great model builder. He's a young, like his name says, young model master. That's the guys that I want to see growing in the hobby. I want to become a stronger vision in the hobby, and he's our future. Guys like him and Skylar, McCoy models. You got a lot of these young guys that are looking up to us, and that's one reason why I keep the Mini Dreams page as friendly as I do. I didn't have nobody to really build with growing up, mentor wise, other than my dad, and my dad was just a box stock builder. He is amazed at the work I do because of how far I take it, but my dad was a hell of a box stock builder. He did things with the paintbrush that even me being 35 years old into the thing. Well, I'm 42 now, but I've been building since I was 5, so 37 years. That I still can't do with the paintbrush. He would paint all the trim and everything with the paintbrush, and it looks flawless. But it went from a how-to video, guys, tip and tech, to me just ramble on again. That's that adult ADD. I haven't sent none out. That's what happened. Hell, I have James right here. I have a stack. I'm embarrassed. to send mine out. Everybody else has great looking shop cards, and I have a damn shock coaster. Look how little my card is. It looks. Oh, you guys embarrassed me, man. And like I said, this is before, like you guys know, you know how long I've been, putting the stuff under my glass and everything. And a lot of my pictures, like you can see, Kill Gaither, the very first Styrene Syndicate, right here. And a lot of the stuff, my Andy X picture, my Fast Jimmy 71, I was taking pictures from the computer and printing them off. Before there was ever the shop car fad. I think the first legit shop card that I had would have been Gary Ruby's business card. And then I got Jeffrey's card. And then I got Freddie at H-Cal Model Works card. And then everybody started blowing up the shop card thing. And then Gilbert sent me the actual Styrene Syndicate sticker that I have. And then, so this is what I was working on. And then I got embarrassed by seeing everybody's great cards. Here's Marcos's card. And just for comparison, here's Marcos's card. And look, you could put mine. Marcos is like 4 times bigger. You can do like 2.5 times bigger. And I never sent none out. I sent a few out, but they were with packages of other stuff. Like the stuff I sent to the ISM guys over into UK. They each got one. And then Brett, he's got one. That's just because I was already sending them stuff. Gilbert, did I send you one when I sent you all the lowrider stuff? I don't think I had these done yet. But alright. And I got embarrassed, guys. I'll tell you the truth. You guys have some great looking cards, man. And I felt like I was coming up short with this one. And I'm still trying to I still might come up with something. I really like the fact that you guys are using your builds on your card, so that way I can actually go up and see. It's like, I remember when James was working on this, and now it's on a business card. Stuff like that. Really love the way Roadhog Cliff Edwards did his card, because it's got one of his best pieces on it, and then it has Roadhog's Custom Garage surround a build. The way George did Vision 124. I really like the one that Gilbert's is really big. I like the one Gilbert done for his Red Dragon Model Works. I'll show you guys my little display board. You can see how big Gilbert's is. I really like that. And then Dustin, when Dustin did his Hinterland Custom, he did one of his Dio and one of his 58, and I put them there. And then you got Chuck's Trucks, you got Dragnet, and then there's the one I was talking about, Cliffs. I'm a big fan of Cliffs. Well, I like it that big. I don't think I have one yet, James. I don't think I have one yet at all. See, the rest, I got Big Eddie's. I got Chi-Town. Yeah, now that I look at my desk, James, I don't have one of yours. I got Copycat Resin. I got, let me see, my bench is flooded with stuff. See, here's the bench. I have Darren at the Tokyo Model Detective, TMD. I have Roberts over there at the Bustle Knuckle Garage. Chris and Alex, if you guys want to see some funny build together videos. I got Gordo's, Big Saul, Half-Assed. Like I said, the computer version of Red Dragon before I got the real one. Benny Mac. And then there's the real styrene sticker. Then I got another one of George's. Can't forget Pete's over there at Scaled World. We have Nelson. This right here was from Freddy. Then I have the Atomic Dog. I have Landlow Hobbies. I have, and these right here are all stuff that I made off the computer because at the time these guys didn't have shop cards yet. Stan Cooley, Steve, Scale Model Kit Review. Guys, if you're not joined to his channel, join his channel, because that's where I've been getting cravings for new kits at. Steve does a Scale Model Kit Review. He had reviewed a kit that I got from Bill, the submarine, and it looked like a good kit. And then when Bill offered it up to me for trade, I accepted him that offer, and I took that. Really liked that. I'm gonna have to build that someday. And then Hobby Man Mike. And then over here is Extreme. Right here would be Extreme. You got Chevy Cheeseburger, Gary Ruby, Elliot. I haven't seen Elliot post in a long time. I hope he's doing well. And that's about it. You know, I got Stig. Stig is working on a huge diesel rig, guys. But what's cool is he just lit up the whole dash with LED lights or fiber optic or something. It looks cool. There's pictures on the Mini Dreams Facebook page. You guys can check that out. I'm pretty sure he'll give us an update here in a little bit. Then there's the Model Car Builder Association. I've been a good member of that since 2006. Our president is Anthony Rios, and one hell of a great builder. Awesome guy. Then we got Fast Jimmy, we got Andy X, we got Akel Gaither, and then, you know, the photocopy of the Styrene Syndicate. But I got the new sticker right here from Gilbert. And yeah, the shop card craze went. I just wanted to do like a sticker bomb on my desk, and then you guys had all started getting your own shop cards and following the trend, and man, you guys have blowed up, and I'm embarrassed by my little coasters. At least it's small enough you could put this one anywhere, but you know, I'm trying to stay positive. But you guys have put in a lot of work. And man, that stuff looks great. This right here came from Ricardo. He made me the image. He helped me make all this. You guys know him as a Chi-Town on YouTube. But he helped me get these together. I've been a good friends with Rick for a long time. Then once I got these done, and you guys all started doing yours, that's kind of why none of these got sent out, James. But, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Another long video. What the tech and tip was today. Been probably forgotten by now, but we'll keep working on this. I got to get this one done within a month. Wish there was a way I could do a live hangout with you guys so we could still sit and chat. I don't know how to do none of that with my phone. I can join you guys. I just can't, you know, get none set up or anything like that. Dang, James, I didn't hear that, man. I'm sorry about that. I hope your mom and you are well. That's, you know what? James just made the comment that somebody tried to break their way into their hotel room when they were at the hotel. In today's day and age, I live in Missouri, and we just passed a law in Missouri where you no longer have to have a conceal and carry license to have a firearm. And with a lot of states going to conceal and carry or to open carry, I mean, it'd be different years ago, but now you never know who's packing. You know, some of the new holsters that they have, like I like the one holster to where it looks like it's a phone case and it sets on the side of your hip. It looks like a phone case, but the pistol is actually on your pant leg, and that way you can just pull it up. It pulls the whole pistol up. You know, it's hard to know who has a piece and who doesn't to go out there and do this stupid stuff, man. I guess the thrill of the take, I guess, outweighs the cost of getting killed. I don't know. Luckily, it was the day after the show, James, and all your hobby money was spent. Yeah, so if I could do a live hangout, guys, I'd like to jump in and join you. I know I join in to Gilbert's every so often when I have the available time. It's just when I'm on my phone, I don't know how to do it. I'd love to invite some of you guys and just set out for a couple hours and do the live hangout. I know I can't join James and Skylar's because they do theirs late at night and my family goes to bed and usually I'm headed to work. So I usually just chat with them for a little bit, make a few stupid comments so Skylar will laugh. And I like doing stuff to Skylar. Pretty good young man, and he takes a joke fairly well, even if he didn't understand what my joke was this Friday. But, you know, I stay supporting them. Pappy and Clifton have been hanging out with the boys, and it's a good show to watch. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to... Yeah, the time you guys are doing it, I just can't jump in there. And it's all my fault. It's not you guys. Usually my best time to do anything is between like 9 a.m. and 4 in the afternoon. Because I do a lot of, family stuff in the evening and then working nights and stuff like that. So I don't get to attend a whole lot of what you guys do. But you guys have a good day. I hope you guys seen how to use the baking soda. I know several people have never heard of the baking soda as a filler. So if you missed a video, and you can see it's smooth. It's a great filler. And you guys have a great day. This is Minnie. And leave comments once the video is posted, guys. Let me know some stuff that you need help with, or you would like to learn either a shortcut, a better way of doing something per se. And there's plenty of guys out here that read the comments that can help. Don't forget, go check out Clutch's videos, Sheldon's, Gilbert's. There's a lot of great information out here that you guys can also learn from, not just me. I thank you for the support, but there's a lot of good brothers out here that can do. All right, Sheldon, I'm going to jump in and I'll watch. I'm going to go get me something to eat and a drink, and I'll watch the live while I'm working on this. Yeah, that's what I was going to say when Punch told me yesterday, hey Stig, I just gave him a big shout out about your rig that you're building and told him they can go over to the Mr. Mini Dreams page and check out your pictures. Stig is like me. He builds whatever creation he sees in his head. And he's gotten some wild builds, and he's gotten some showroom classic builds. He'll build anything. So if you guys ain't subscribed to his channel, it's Stig 800, and if you want to see some of his work, you can check it out there. Yeah, Jay, usually I like to get on in the mornings, Jay, and every now and then I do some live stuff like you stayed with me yesterday for a little bit. I appreciate that, Jay. It's just I get bored here at home by myself. So what better way to spend some time is with some other brothers building. And I hope you have a safe travel up here, Jay, if I don't get to talk to you again before the show. And see you guys. You keep me inspired too, Stig. You always have. Well, we'll see you guys later.